You're looking at the prime suspects in the hunt for the origins of COVID-19, bats. Caught in the forests of Indonesia's North Sulawesi. Now they just need to have their wings removed, fur scorched and then skewered, ready for cooking. In many places where bats are a delicacy, they've been off the menu in recent months. The link between bushmeat and the potential for the transfer of viruses has turned up the heat on this rogue trade. An animal market in Wuhan is where it's believed COVID-19 first made the leap from animal to human. But here in Indonesia, bats and a whole range of exotic bushmeat continue to be traded in wet markets like this one.
Kalau di pasar Langwan sini, daging ular ada, daging apa? Dia bilang soa-soa itu ada. Tikus, kalau di hutan, semua daging-daging yang daging liar, daging ekstrim ada di pasar Langwan ini.
And with human populations swelling and wild habitats under threat, experts say future disease spillovers are becoming more and more likely. Hundreds of black and yellow flying foxes take flight for an evening of feasting. Some of them have a wingspan of more than a meter. They gorge themselves on fruit, pollen and nectar. They are also hunted, as pests but also for their meat.
Pakai nilon, pakai tali, patai de upoloan me mentayango itu abu hube itu patah de upolo. Ngirolo to ailabe.
The Sulawesi fruit bat is classified as vulnerable because of overhunting. Traders in this remote part of North Sulawesi take them to markets like this one in Langwan, about 350 kilometers away.
Tapi ada beberapa tempat yang menjual satwa-satwa yang sebelumnya tidak pernah saya bayangkan bisa dijual. Perhatian dari pemerintah maupun dari lembaga-lembaga yang memang bisa untuk memonitoring bagaimana mengurangi pola-pola ini ya, baik itu perdagangan satwa, pengkonsumsian satwa liar dan segala macam.
Here, bat meat is a prized delicacy, saved for special occasions and public holidays. 1 kilogram sells for the equivalent of around $3. But demand has dropped because of fears of links to the coronavirus.
Banyak juga pengunjung dulu waktu itu takut untuk mengkonsumsi daging kelelawar, tetapi lama-kelamaan karena mereka berpikir bahwa ini karena trompet cara masak agak beda. Jadi nanti pas akhir-akhir ini sudah sedikit normal.
Yanni says there are no controls over the bat meat sold at the market, and he has no plans to shut down any of the wild animal trade. For him, the bats are not a health concern.
Dari rumah mereka ditaruh di ice, terus dibawa di pasar, dibakar di pasar. Ada yang masih, kebanyakan sudah mati, tetapi masih ada bulu-bulunya masih ada.
Soalnya dari dulu turang makan ini tidak ada orang yang kena corona.
Breaking habits of a lifetime will be hard. And it's feared that banning the sale of bat meat in markets would only drive the trade underground. While the exact transmission route from animal to human in the case of COVID-19 has yet to be determined, it's widely assumed that it originated in bats.
Coronaviruses in particular seem to be affiliated with a particular group of bats. And there's multiple coronaviruses known, some of which are closely related to SARS, some of which are closely related to COVID. And it does look like this particular group of bats is this, the animal reservoir for this group of coronaviruses.
Bats with more than 1,000 species and capable of covering large distances are also at the root of rabies and deadly Ebola and Nipah virus outbreaks. They've often been found to pass on these diseases by way of another animal. Wild animal markets where both living and slaughtered animals are brought together in close, often unregulated spaces provide all the conditions for so-called zoonotic transmission to take place.
So it is likely what is going on in Wuhan will be occurring in Indonesia.
Melihat kondisi pasar yang ada, melihat intensifnya perdagangan satwa, pergerakan satwa dari alam ke daerah-daerah urban, tentu risiko untuk terjadi zoonotic development ini di pasar-pasar tradisional ini akan sangat tinggi.
Wet markets are not just found in Asia, of course, but across the world, and are just one of many places where disease transfer can happen. Anywhere people come into contact with animals, including livestock, has the potential for spillover.
Spillovers are common, they're happening all the time. People get illnesses from livestock all over the world. You know, that's happening every single day, tens if not hundreds of times, and we're talking, you know, in many places nearly every house has livestock within it or close to it. I think we've got to keep this in proportion.
The transfer of viruses from animal to human may be common, but the emergence of a new infectious disease is not. On average, only about 2 to 3 are discovered each year. And the chances of any new disease having pandemic potential is smaller still.
We have had a very long history of exposure to wildlife, and we've had every opportunity in the last 100 years of massive environmental destruction for so many of these things to have spilt out from wildlife into people. What's surprising to me is that not more of this stuff is happening. It can happen, but the fact that we only have 200 or 250 viruses from all species that have made their way into the human population that we know about, given all of the technology that we have to detect these viruses, to me says that this process is so rare.
Rare, yet in the case of COVID-19, a reality. And it's once again the bat that's most likely to blame. At Langouan Market, a traditional bat meat curry is being prepared. The meat is normally boiled before being mixed with coconut milk and plenty of spices. While the bat remains the villain in a still unfolding global drama, here at least it is a dish to be savoured.
Enak, tapi tahu kemari memang so.
Soalnya kita yakin bersih, soalnya kan dari sini mau bakar dulu Pak dia, baru di rumah dia mesti mau masak berapa kali, dia mesti mau rebus dulu, baru mau garo, baru mau pakai rebus lagi dengan santan terakhir.
Kan kalau masih biasa dia film kan, boleh. Extreme food. Lisda. Oh iya. Boleh.